welcome back to another episode of the All NBA podcast with your rhyme on a Ray Izzle. Now, obviously, Kawhi Leonard has changed the NBA as we know it. Kawhi shocks everyone. Despite everyone thinking he was going to be a Raptor or a Laker, he shocks everyone and he becomes a Clipper. I mean, I was shocked. I thought he was going to the Lakers. So this whole episode surrounds Kawhi going to the Lakers with Paul George. We break it down from every which way angle. We break it down from a Clippers point of view. We break it down from a Lakers point of view. But most importantly, we break it down from Oklahoma City's point of view. And I don't want to spoil it for you guys, but I just have to say what OKC is doing, it's kind of tragic, especially for small market teams. We get into a deep debate about that, but the most heated debate Ray and I has ever had yet comes on this episode. We talk about Magic Johnson and his trade rumor, reports with AD, Kawhi, and Paul George. You're definitely going to want to hear that. We almost fought, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the episode. Ray, what is the most complicated, I don't know why I said that. What is the most complicated game that you know how to play? Like, you're just like, man, this is a tough game. I'm playing this game. No one knows how to play this game. Like, like when I play chess, she's like, what's going on? She doesn't know how to play chess.
Dang.
Yeah, so what is the most complicated game you know how to play? It could be a video game. You're just like really good at that game.
And it's complicated?
Yeah, it's just like tough, or the toughest game and you're good at it. What's the highest level of game that you can play?
It would definitely be FIFA.
FIFA?
I love FIFA.
FIFA is kind of hard though.
It is. There's a lot. It's a lot. I
haven't played it recently, but
need to join our team.
No, I haven't played it. Like,
I'm teaching Riley. I can teach you.
FIFA 12, I think.
It's okay, man.
It's the last one.
If I could teach a 9-year-old, I could teach you, bro. We need you on Raven.
Kawhi Leonard is playing 4D chess.
Dang, 4D?
He's in the highest level game.
Blindfolded.
That he thinks the NBA free agency, it's a game.
It is a game.
It's kind of funny. So obviously, unless you're living under a rock, Kawhi signs with the Clippers.
He did.
Prophecy boys for you.
Yeah.
Although you were like, what percentage were you at last episode? Because last episode you were like, I said Clippers in the beginning of the year, so I'll go Clippers again.
Yeah.
So what percentage were you at? But then you were like, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes to the Lakers.
I wouldn't have been surprised if he went to the Lakers, like I said, but since I was rolling with it from the jump, Clippers, man.
What percent were you at?
Probably like 70-30.
See, I was like 50-50. Because it's funny when Kawhi signed with the Clippers, it's so funny to like look back at all the things that you heard about the whole situation and Kawhi. Yeah. And then you're like, the first thing you want to do is like, write that person off, or write that reporter off. Chris Broussard, he doesn't know anything. Can't take.
I know, 99%.
Can't take his word for anything anymore. You know what I mean? Like,
you got to take our word.
But, well, the thing is about that is, I really think more than ever, Kawhi, no one knew anything. Kawhi only told his like a couple people in his circle, and sometimes maybe he didn't even tell some people in his circle.
Nah, he was quiet about it.
Maybe it was just him and Uncle Dennis, and they just had a plan, and he just wanted to keep it low key because there were reports about Kawhi doesn't want anything to leak. He's testing these front offices on their leaking, and I really think Kawhi is such an interesting guy, and what I look back at is I think he might have played the entire league. And you don't think of Kawhi like that, right? You're like, oh, he's just going to do what he's going to do. And people just say, oh, that's weird that he did that. But no, I really think all of these things were calculated.
Definitely.
And before we get into that theory, I'm not even sure if it's a theory anymore, but I just want to go over the trade details of this trade. So Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Danilo Gallinari is going to OKC along with 5 picks.
Oh my gosh.
5 draft picks, which it's so funny that not a ton of people are. When the Lakers traded all those picks, it was like a travesty. Oh my God, they're overpaying for Anthony Davis. But then the Clippers send 5 picks, which is unprecedented. It's record setting. And they're like, you know what? Clips are back. Back, baby. Back to what? The semifinals? I think they're going to do way better than that. But back to what? Clipper Nation? The Clippers never had a nation.
Lob City.
Oh, so it was Lob City. Lob City was good.
Now it's Claw City?
So when the Clippers and Chris Paul and Blake Griffin were doing their thing, I really liked the branding. It was like Lobs. It pissed me off because I was a Laker fan, but I thought Lob City, it made sense. Of course, Flop City was even funnier because it was like a play. But Clippers Nation, get your own thing, guys.
They're going to be like Lockdown City.
It's
County.
Laker Nation.
Lockdown County or something.
They're just stealing things from the Lakers. Anyways, here are the picks. 2021 Miami unprotected. 2022 Clippers unprotected. Probably not going to be a good pick. 2023 Miami top 14 protected. Okay. Miami might be good in 2023. Anyways, 2023 pick swap. 2024 Clippers unprotected. That's where it might get interesting. 2025 pick swap. Also interesting. 2026 Clippers unprotected. So OKC for the next 5 years until 2026, 6 years, they got picks for days. And obviously Shai Gilgeous and Gallinari going to the Thunder as well. What do you think about this trade from Oklahoma City's point of view? What do you think about it?
I think they did great.
Really?
Yes. I mean, considering who do you believe, it was reported that obviously Paul George requested the trade. And when you have that going against you and for you to get what you got back in return, I think it's a victory. I feel like they're hitting the reset button, rebooting. They're getting rid of Westbrook.
How many times do we have to go through this with OKC? How many times is OKC going to get, I don't want to say generational talent, although they have had generational talent, right? Especially with Westbrook, KD, and James. But James wasn't a generational talent when he was with them. Obviously, do you think James Harden would have been James as that third wheel?
I think so.
You think so? I think it's possible, but there is a case to be made that he doesn't reach that potential. There's a chance, but I'm with you. I think he does eventually become that.
Definitely. 3
MVPs, that's like unheard of. Paul George, I want to say, is a generational talent, but he is a premier player in this league, top 3 MVP candidate, right? But when you're talking generational, you're talking like guys that transcend, break record books.
Yeah.
The 3 guys I mentioned before, they literally have done that. Paul George, he's not breaking record books, but he's one of the top players in the league. So how many times is OKC going to get, generational or near generational talent and then blow it up? If I'm a small market, not Oklahoma City, if I'm an other small market, if I'm, Utah or Cleveland or whatever small market, I'm frustrated with OKC, right? Because it's like you're getting these stars with shoe deals, not just stars with shoe deals. That's like the top level star you can get, right? Yeah. MVPs, and you can't keep it together. You have to keep resetting and redoing this thing and rebooting it. That's the scariest thing for small teams, right? Losing their star player, because we saw with Anthony Davis, he just wanted to go to LA.
Yeah.
Kawhi wanted to go to Southern California. He wanted to be in LA. Small market teams are scared of losing their star player, yet OKC is just trading them, letting them walk, and just rebooting this thing. And I'd be really frustrated. And that's why I think OKC, the haul they got is fine. Obviously 5 picks is great, and SGA is awesome. Gallinari,
he's a good plug-in player.
He's a plug-in player, but I don't know if he's in their future. He's never healthy. What is he leading you to? It's just like a first-round exit like he always does. But
he fits with the Thunder then.
I think the haul is fine, but what it means for that organization and small market teams is something that I think can be chalked up as an L for Oklahoma City. My initial gut reaction was like, are we going to start blaming Westbrook? You know me. I'm like, when are we going to start blaming Westbrook? Everyone's leaving him.
Yeah, we've been talked about that.
Yeah, no stars can stay with him. But then I just go, you know what? This might just be an OKC problem, which I've always said OKC has had a problem. And last episode, I went on a rant. They're trying to shed players for luxury tax because they don't want to be in the luxury tax. Look, I know you got out of the first round last playoffs, but that doesn't mean you can't get past the first round next year with this same team. Guys got unhealthy. You didn't have a great first round and you got bounced. But we all, especially in the All-Star break, were like, OKC looks scary.
Yes, because it looked like for the first time in a while they were trying something different.
Right.
They weren't. Westbrook wasn't the lead man, and then what happened? And everyone's Paul George, like I say, he was in the MVP, the top 3, and then everyone was for sure like, hey, he's contending for that trophy. And then what happened? The Westbrook effect took effect. Westbrook was like, oh no, I feel better now. It's my team, my show.
Well, I want to say that. Paul George did get hurt, so he did have to try more. And then when he came back, it was weird, like you were saying.
I think his ego and feelings got hurt.
But man, so apparently George requested a trade in the past couple days, and that's how things got ramped up.
Yeah.
And obviously the trade request came because Kawhi probably floated the idea out to George.
Yeah, and recruited him. Yeah.
Right? So it wasn't like George was like unhappy. It was
the opportunity.
Grass was greener.
Yeah, it presented himself.
And Paul George originally wanted to go to LA.
Yeah.
Clippers or Lakers. He was a Clipper fan growing up, but he loved Kobe. Either one. It's kind of like, do I want the blue sour belts or the red sour belts? I both love sour belts. Which one do I want? It's just like, just pick which one you want. They're both great. That's the situation with Paul George.
Yeah, tough decision.
I didn't think he preferred one or the other. He just wanted to be in LA. OKC actually explored trades with Toronto. Did you see that?
They were milking it.
Wait, I read that I believe Woj wrote this, that OKC explored trading Westbrook to Toronto as well.
Yeah. Westbrook and Paul George.
So they would have to get off like Marc Gasol money for that. And so
probably Lowry.
I don't know if OKC's taking back Gasol or it's a 3-team trade or something like that. Maybe Lowry or something like that. But Toronto said no to Paul George and Westbrook.
Yeah, it's probably they really wanted to say no to Westbrook.
You think it's that, or do you think Masai was like, no, like, if we're going to get Kawhi back, we're going to get him back because we're going to run this team back. We're defending the title. Yeah. Maybe Masai didn't see a need to give up. Maybe there were other assets. I don't know, draft picks or something like that. Maybe Siakam was involved in the trade.
Yeah.
So maybe Masai didn't want to lose his assets when he's like, we still have a really good chance at re-signing this. If the Clippers don't get another star, I don't know if Masai had that intel that Kawhi was going to the Clippers if they landed another star, because that's apparent. I don't think he would have gone to the Clippers had they not got Paul George, right?
Or another star, yeah.
Jimmy Butler or whoever else. I'm not even sure Jimmy Butler would get the job done. But if Masai had that intel, he's like, look, I'm going to bet. That's a good bet, I think, right? I'm going to bet that the Clippers are going to have a tough time landing a second star, and we're going to have a shot at getting Kawhi back.
Yeah, and I think I think with Kawhi, it was either going to be the Clippers or the Lakers. And then I also think that, for Toronto, they were kind of like, hey, look, even when Kawhi didn't play, we were still a really, really, really good team. And the person that played majority of the games was
Siakam.
Yeah, Spicy P.
So I just want to say I think the Clippers did fantastic, obviously. I think it was the right trade to make. I would make that trade 10 times out of 10. I would seek that trade 10 times out of 10.
Yeah.
I think the Clippers did awesome here. I'm more talking about OKC. I don't think the trade makes a ton of sense for them. Now they're probably going to have to get off Westbrook. They're looking for trades for Westbrook. A report just came out. Really, really quickly, where does Westbrook go?
He goes to the Phoenix Suns. No, I don't know. I was trying to think about it.
New York?
I need some time.
Man, where does Westbrook go, man? Like, where could he be? My worst nightmare is if he goes to the Lakers.
Westbrook?
Yeah, that's like my worst nightmare.
Westbrook? Oh, man.
I already had second thoughts about LeBron. Like, I was obviously pumped.
Yeah.
But then I was like, I'm not ready for what happened last year.
Yeah,
the whole trading the players, the whole games, the mind games. I wasn't ready for that. So if Westbrook comes, I mean, I'll have way bigger second thoughts about that.
That'd be crazy.
So let's really quickly. I don't want to spend too much time because it's kind of like a side note. But where could Westbrook end up going, man? Miami?
Good.
That would be interesting.
Get the two dogs
How
together?
about this? Philly's just like, screw it. Let's do this.
And who they trade for?
I don't care. Ben Simmons, trade his ass.
Trade Ben Simmons for Westbrook?
Excuse me. You don't think they should trade?
No.
Ben Simmons is a problem. If he's not going to shoot. Now, he might shoot, but maybe Ben Simmons isn't the trade. Maybe they wait and trade Tobias Harris again.
Dang.
That's Tobias Harris thing. Tobias in German, Tobias means trade me.
It
Literally.
does.
Starts with the T.
His name was perfect for him.
Man, I don't know where Westbrook ends up going.
He could go to New York.
Maybe he could go to New York. I don't know if Westbrook's going to want to go. He doesn't have a no trade.
He doesn't have a no trade. But I think
Rockets.
But I think the sign, heck no. But I think the obvious sign there was that they were willing to. They put him out on the market before Westbrook was protected. Like, we're not trading him. He's our cornerstone of our franchise. But by them putting out there that they were willing to trade Westbrook and Paul George to Toronto, says that they're looking for the reboot. Hence the 5 draft picks they got, and they're probably going to. I think they're going to trade them, and they're just going to reboot everything.
Let me ask you something. If OKC makes it to the conference finals and they lose to the Warriors in a competitive series, and the summer plays out exactly how it played out, and Kawhi recruits Paul George, he's trying to recruit him to the Clippers, does George ask for that trade still?
Yes.
You think so?
Yeah.
He's like, I'm out.
Yeah, because like you said, like he been wanted to go to LA.
Yeah, and he's like, yep, we got pretty close with this team, but you know what? I'll go to Clippers with Kawhi. I mean, I'm not saying that's a bad move. I'm just wondering if Paul George would still do it. Because if he doesn't request that trade, OKC doesn't trade him, the Clippers don't get Paul George, Kawhi probably doesn't go to the Clippers. He goes to either LA or Toronto.
I just think that Paul George seeing like, dang, this is really what it is playing with the Westbrook.
No, but in my hypothetical, it's great playing with. It's like they competed. They almost got to the finals. That's the hypothetical. Because you're right. My next thing was, if it was so fun to play with Westbrook, why did Paul George request a trade? The answer is it's not fun.
Yeah.
The answer
ding,
is
ding, ding. You need a ding, ding, ding.
Westbrook. Everyone loves him as a teammate, right? They always say that. He's my brother, and he's got guys defending him. I always joke, those guys got Stockholm effect. Which is where the kidnappee falls in love with the kidnapper.
Dang.
That's obviously a overblown hypothetical, but those guys do defend him. However, all those guys get better after they leave. Oladipo, All-Star, fringe MVP candidate. James Harden, MVP, All-Star. Kevin Durant wins a championship. I mean,
Two of them.
how many guys are gonna leave and then be better? Now, obviously, the progression in their game is just natural, right? The next year, but I don't know, man. I don't know. You got to start looking. You got to put Westbrook under a microscope just a little bit. Just examine.
And in all honesty, even if they do just run everything like saying, you know what, we're just gonna keep Westbrook. I think he plays better when he's the lone star.
You think so?
I think he does.
For his stats.
And then I just think that having someone else there doesn't make him better, doesn't make him worse. Personally.
Well, I think that's all Westbrook, man. I have to say that when he is playing with another star, he doesn't move off the ball at all. He doesn't move off the ball.
He doesn't see him.
How many times do we see Westbrook cutting? What's Westbrook's number one, gift or skill? What's his best skill?
Oh, driving to the hole.
Right? But he doesn't cut. He's like, nah, pick and roll, man. ISO, pick and roll. Why don't you do some little cut action and have other guys play make for you? And we could do that type of play. I mean, it would make sense, but he doesn't move off the ball. He doesn't really play defense. He's just kind of upright. So I have to say it's kind of all on Westbrook. Yeah, he does play better when he's the one having the ball in his hands because his focus and his effort is there because he has the ball. But when he doesn't have the ball, he's just chilling on the wing. And
kind of like Harden.
You're right. Kind of like Harden.
Thing.
You're right. Kind of like Harden, but
and Durant.
Harden might be better at that. Do you think Harden's better than Westbrook?
Yes.
There you go. So Westbrook wants to play like Harden, but he's not as good as Harden.
In a sense, I think that Harden's a better offensive player.
You're right. Westbrook has the tools to be good defensively, a two-way player, but he just doesn't do it.
Yeah,
he's not.
He uses a lot of energy on the offensive end, and I honestly just think too, for all those teams that are out there, basically just look at who OKC have, and you can get them.
Yeah,
they breed. They kind of like, I don't know. I kind of feel like they just give up the talent. They just give it up. Like an easy, yeah.
So you're saying like if OKC got Zion, it'd be like, hey, in 5 years.
Hey, not even 5 years, 5 months, we can get him.
Yeah, don't worry. We could trade. Sam Presti will trade him.
like the Alexander kid. I'm pretty sure in like 2-3 years, he's going to be gone.
Yeah. Well,
and Steven Adams
he might not be good enough. He might not be good enough.
I think he's going to be good.
Only OKC trades MVPs.
I think yeah.
They only trade MVPs.
They're like, oh, Paul George is an MVP candidate. Guess what? He gone.
Tragic. If I'm an OKC fan, going back to the OKC thing, if I'm a fan of OKC, come on. How many star players do I have to see walk, man?
Yeah.
How many of them? That has got to be the most frustrating fan experience aside from the Knicks.
But is it better to have had them and then lose them or never had them at all?
I honestly think never had them because when you have them and then you lose them, it's like it stings. It stings a little
But
more.
you had the opportunity though.
Imagine if Giannis leaves Milwaukee. That would hurt a lot more than if you're like a Milwaukee fan and you're like, hey, look at that good player on that other team over there. It'd be great to have him. It hurts way more when you're like, we had that, and he left.
No, yeah, but then
LeBron decision 2010. If the Cleveland never had LeBron, it wouldn't have been as bad as him leaving.
But they had him though. That kind of goes back to, I know it's two kind of different things. It's like you saying earlier about, hey, if the Lakers never win another championship, but I was able to experience how dominant we were.
Okay, that's a different thing. Championships are different.
It's to have it to not have at all though.
No, I just said championships are different. That's different when your team doesn't have success because we've seen teams win without like generational like stars. I mean,
like Pistons.
Yeah, like the Pistons. They never had like that championship team didn't have like a generational superstar. They just had a lot of good guys.
A great cohesiveness for sure.
So I actually want to get back to this Kawhi thing. There were some reports that Kawhi asked the Lakers front office, Now, obviously, before he went to the Clippers, everyone thought he was going to the Lakers. It was like 99.9%. Everyone thought it was Lakers or Raptors, probably Lakers. I was like 50-50 because I'll tell you why.
I said Clippers.
I'll tell you why it didn't make sense to me. But then all the reports kind of swayed me. Kawhi, there was a report that his team asked the Lakers to hold off on the Anthony Davis trade until Saturday or Sunday. No reason was given. Do you know the reason?
No, what was it?
I don't know the reason.
Why they asked to hold off on making the trade?
Yeah. And then why did Kawhi take so long? Obviously, he wanted to give the Clippers time to make this trade, in hindsight, right? Mm. But he also, double-edged sword here, he made the Lakers stall for him. And that didn't allow them to sign a D'Angelo Russell, a Kyrie, or whoever, a third star. So effectively, Kawhi played the Lakers to prevent them to make a super team. Do you believe this theory, or is it just a theory?
No, I believe
not
it.
Sure.
I was actually thinking about that too. I believe that it was either between the Lakers and the Clippers, and regardless, the Lakers weren't going to be able to get anybody else if they signed Kawhi.
So you're thinking Kawhi's saying to himself, he's like, all right, it's Clippers or Lakers, and if I go to the Lakers, whatever. But if I go to the Clippers, it's also awesome because the Lakers wouldn't be able to get anyone else.
Exactly. So he put himself in a win-win position.
Right. That is such high level thinking.
Yeah, but
that is like the highest level free agency play ever.
It makes sense because if you go to the Clippers, you're competing against the team across the hall.
I didn't say it didn't make sense. It makes perfect sense. No, clearly.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I wouldn't bet my dog's life that that's what Kawhi was thinking. I mean, it might have came across him, but I'm not sure that was his intention. Because Kawhi is the three-peat stopper. He's the super team stopper. I don't think he's like trying to actively make other teams worse while he's looking where to go. I'm not sure about that. I think LeBron tries to do that. Sometimes he succeeds, sometimes he doesn't. When he fails, it's obviously well publicized, but he does do that. I wouldn't bet my dog's life that that's what Kawhi was doing. I think I would bet my dog's life that he was thinking it's Clippers or Lakers, and he was just trying to figure out that. And then to the point of why was he stalling then? Why was he doing all these things to stall and elongate his free agency decision? I believe it's because it really never made sense to me why Kawhi would want to play with LeBron. It never did, but all these reports saying, yeah, he's going to the Lakers. It changed my thinking like, oh yeah, I guess he is going to the Lakers. I just like bought it. I was like, it's kind of like how people think the government tells them stuff like the earth is round. And I'm just like,
sheeples.
I guess it is round. I don't know. I never clearly saw it myself, I guess it is round.
We've had that debate.
I was like, I guess Kawhi does want to go to the Lakers. I don't know. But it never truly made sense to me why he would want to play with LeBron. It never did. And in hindsight, it all makes sense now. My gut feeling was right. But I didn't follow my gut because all that smoke about him going to the Lakers got me. It got me thinking, oh, man, I think this is going to happen. I thought it was going to happen.
Yeah.
But it never made sense to me because I've heard that he doesn't like LeBron, but I came up with this analogy. I feel like it was like, when you're at an expensive restaurant and you see that like a steakhouse and you're like, man, that tomahawk ribeye, $90.
I don't want to talk about that.
$90 tomahawk ribeye. That looks good. But then you're like, do I want to spend $90 on it? You know what? I'll just get the stuffed chicken breast for $39. You're still at the restaurant, you're still having a good time, but you're not getting the premium thing. For Kawhi, the premium thing was going to the Lakers without LeBron, but that wasn't going to happen because LeBron went there. And it made me think, did LeBron know this and go to the Lakers to block the Kawhi thing and try to team up with Kawhi. I don't know. So going back to the high level thinking, right? Do you think LeBron was like, Kawhi wants to go to the Lakers, so I'm going to go to the Lakers, and if he's going to come to the Lakers, it's going to be with me? See, you're shaking your head here. I think LeBron was thinking that.
I don't think he was.
Why not?
I think
I'm not saying it turned out to be true, but he was probably thinking that.
I don't think LeBron was worried about Kawhi. I think LeBron was going to the Lakers for LeBron. I kind of felt like he's like, you know what? He positioned himself to be where he had like 4 homes, where his kids go to school at, where his family spend the most time at, and not only just going there for that, but being a Los Angeles Laker. I think everybody thought that's where he'll end up when he started his career, was with the Lakers. And I kind of felt like he was saying the Lakers are in a position that if I'm able to bring the Lakers back to legitimacy, then that will help my star even more. I don't think he cared about the whole Kawhi thing. I don't think he cared about that.
I don't think you're giving LeBron enough credit here. It did, because let's say in an alternate dimension.
Oh, Lord.
Mysterio's Earth 8182 or whatever.
Gosh.
Kawhi and Paul George. Because remember, a couple years ago, Paul George was like, I want to go to the Lakers.
Yep.
I want to go to LA, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then a year later, it was like, Kawhi wants to go to LA. Kawhi wants to go to the Lakers.
Yep.
All those rumors. In this alternate world that I'm thinking about, what if instead of the Lakers rumors for those two guys, it was Knicks rumors? It's like, all these guys want to go to the Knicks. Oh, yada, yada, yada. That's the alternate world. I think it's feasible that LeBron goes to the Knicks, because remember, D-Wade was like, in that weird little post-game thing, it was like, it was either here or the Garden.
Yeah. He
said to D-Wade, LeBron. So I think if in this alternate world where Kawhi and Paul George, the Lakers weren't even mentioned, it was Knicks. LeBron goes to the Knicks because he's like, LeBron's sitting there in Cleveland. He's like, all these guys want to go to this destination. Why don't it make sense for me to go there, to go to that destination that everyone wants to go to? That way, all the talent comes to me. I mean, I do think he was thinking that for LA. He's like, all these guys want to go LA. It makes sense. I'm going to be able to sign free agents, get big names like Anthony Davis, like Paul George, but they struck out on him, like Kawhi Leonard. They just missed him, is what it seems like. I do think LeBron was thinking that, at least. All the stuff you're saying is ancillary because it came with LA, but he could have done all that in New York, what you're saying.
I think Kawhi is from LA and Paul George from LA. So that's why they wanted to go to LA.
This is a hypothetical in an alternate world, is what I'm saying. If they were all saying I wanted to go to New York, I do think LeBron would have went to New York because all the talent was trying to go there. And he's like, you know what? I can't sign guys in Cleveland. What's the best way for me to get talent on my team? Go to the place that all the guys want to go to.
No, but then I also think even in this alternate universe, I also think that LeBron believes, and he actually is, he's a mega power. So in his mind, he feels like no matter where I go, I'll be able to get whoever I want. Therefore, yes, either a big market like New York or LA, he could do that. But I think
he didn't get anyone.
I think he was going to go to LA regardless.
He didn't get anyone he wanted in Cleveland. No one wanted to sign there. Not in his first stint, not in his second stint. That's why he went to Miami.
But he still got players to go.
Guys wanted to go to Miami. Chris Bosh wanted to go to the Heat. He didn't want to go to Cleveland. So LeBron went to Miami and he teamed up with D-Wade and Chris Bosh. And then the second time, Kyrie left. He didn't want to stay. So he left Cleveland. No one wanted to come to Cleveland. So what you're saying is LeBron sees himself as this mega power and he's like, I'll get whoever I want, wherever I want.
Yeah.
But that just isn't the case.
Well,
he didn't get anyone in Cleveland.
Well, he felt that he can get that better in LA because it's a destination a lot of people wanted to play with. So maybe he did go to LA. I'll give him this credit. He probably did go to LA like, dang, Paul George might come here next year and Kawhi might come here next year. Let me position myself.
That's what I'm saying.
Not only to be where my family is, where my production companies are, where Hollywood is, but put myself in a destination where these other two great players would join me. However, like I mentioned before, there are certain players who do not want to play with LeBron, and those ended up being Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. And how do you think about this? I think Paul George and Kawhi Leonard were like, you know what? The Lakers had an opportunity to get both of us, and they chose to pass. They had opportunities to trade for us, and they said, no, we'll wait because they're going to come to us anyway because we're the Los Angeles Lakers.
Did they?
They did. Paul George, when he wanted to go to L.A., they said, you know what? We're not going to trade for him. We're going to wait until free agency. That was the risk that Magic Johnson and them took, was hoping that Paul George want of coming to L.A., that he was going to come to L.A. no matter what. So instead of trading for him, they was like, nah, he's going to walk in.
You
and
think Magic Johnson passed on Paul George?
He did.
But this is the same guy who offered all of that stuff for Anthony Davis. So you think he was like, nah, Paul George, he's going to come to us. You learn from your
mistakes.
AD, you could say the same thing for AD. Oh, he's going to come to us. But Magic didn't do that. That just doesn't make sense for how Magic ran his front office.
Magic didn't get Anthony Davis. Lincoln got Anthony Davis.
Yeah, but you're missing the point here. Magic Johnson tried to get Anthony Davis. OKC, or not OKC, New Orleans said no. He offered all of that stuff. What you're saying is Magic passed on Paul George.
He did.
I don't think he did. I think he offered stuff and OKC said no. How much he offered, I don't know. I'd have to look back at the rumors and the reports, but I don't think he just said he didn't make an offer. Nah, we're going to pass on that. That doesn't make sense for how Magic ran his front office, which is trade whatever to get stars to fit with LeBron.
But the outcome was they passed on it.
You're saying the outcome. You're not saying the process which led to that.
They could have if they really wanted him.
If
they really wanted him, they could have offered more to get Paul George.
We don't know how much they offered,
but they didn't offer. Obviously, they didn't offer enough.
You said they passed.
They didn't offer enough. Did they offer enough?
We don't know. We have no idea what they offered.
In the same scenario with Kawhi and the Spurs.
Wait, hold on. Magic did call Popovich, and Popovich hung up on him. Don't you remember this? That was the report. You're saying all these things like Magic passed on Kawhi and Paul George. He didn't. He called these teams that had those two guys, and those teams shut him down. And that's why we got into that debate about how I was like wondering, why are GMs allowed to, counter tamper with the Lakers? Like, hey, don't trade him to the Lakers. Don't trade him to the Lakers. That's what was happening. I mean, that's what I think happened.
Reportedly.
But we do know that Magic was calling those teams. He was offering things to those teams. We don't know how much he offered for the Paul George thing because nothing leaks out of OKC.
Except for their star players.
Yeah, well, not leaks. They leave. It's another L word. We do know how much he offered to Dell Demps and the Pelicans, and the Pelicans turned him down. So that he's not passing on these players. He called Pop. He called Presti. He called Dell Demps. He just got rejected. And that's how Magic ran his front office. For him to say that he passed on these guys, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Gave up on it.
But I don't know if I subscribe to your theory that PG and Kawhi are teaming up in Clipper Nation, as those people like to call it, to spite the Lakers because, hey, they passed on us. I don't think they passed on them. You think the Lakers passed on Kawhi? They called Greg Popovich. They stalled. They did everything he asked them to do. Hey, stall this. They didn't pass on him. They thought they were going to get him. That's the opposite of pass.
Oh, wait, you talking about this season? I'm talking about last season.
Like I said, Magic Johnson tried to call
and
Popovich
he failed
for a
because
trade.
He's not Jerry West. Like we had the debate before, who was better in the front office, Magic Johnson or Jerry West? I said Jerry West is going to get the better of Magic Johnson, and he did.
Ray, if Jerry West was the Lakers manager instead of the Magic, and he called Popovich, Popovich still wouldn't have traded him because remember, Popovich hates the Lakers, and it was reported that he would do anything but trade him to the Kawhi to the Lakers. That was a report. The disdain, and other teams were calling Popovich, telling him, don't trade Kawhi to the Lakers. Don't do this for the league.
That's reported, bro.
So
you can't believe all these reporters.
You're right, and you're reporting that
yeah, but you're reporting as well too.
Well, I'm but I'm backing it up. I'm saying it doesn't make sense. The habits that these front offices show, like we say, OKC has a habit of letting star players go. So you're saying, all these other teams are looking at the players on OKC's roster right now, and they're saying, hey, we could get these guys because of the habits that front office has shown us throughout the years. I'm showing you that the habits that the Lakers front office has shown us, that they did not indeed pass on these guys. They tried to trade for them, and they just lost in free agency. I mean, that's what happened.
You can always try harder. What I am saying is they had an opportunity to get him. And what I heard and what was reported was that Magic Johnson or the Laker organization believed that, you know what, we're not going to give up everything that these other teams are asking for these players that want to come to LA. We're just going to play it out since we feel like we're taking the gamble that we're not going to give up our assets for these players who eventually is going to come to our team. That was what was reported, that they pump faked on a lot of them and they didn't pull the trigger because they felt they didn't want to give up something for something that they were going to eventually get. That's what I'm saying.
We're running in circles because Magic did engage in trade negotiations. And so you said pass. That is not the definition of pass. He did actively try.
You can try. You can say, hey, look, for Paul George, I'm going to give you
but that's
3
not a
second
pass.
Rounders. That's still trying. You still say
Yet
that's
for Anthony
trying.
Davis, he offered the farm. So you're saying he wanted to offer the farm for AD, but not for Kawhi? Not for Paul George? The Paul George maybe, because he's not Kawhi or AD. But, I mean, I'm pretty sure he would have offered the farm for Kawhi, but he got shut down by Popovich.
You can't say I'm pretty sure he would have, but he did not. You know
because
why
he got
didn't?
shut down.
No, you know why he didn't?
Yes, I do know, because he got shut down.
He was not going to give up the farm for a player who openly admitted that he wanted to come play for the Lakers.
He didn't even have the opportunity to offer because Popovich hung up on him. I don't know how. Am I speaking the same language? He hung up on him.
How you know that?
That's what was reported.
But you keep saying also what was reported was that Magic Johnson didn't want to give up the farm for Kawhi.
No, that's not what was reported.
That was reported.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was. How can you say your reasoning was reported and then my reason wasn't?
Because my report contradicts your report. You're saying that Magic.
So it's subjective then.
You're saying no, it's not.
It is.
You're saying Magic didn't want to offer stuff for Kawhi, yet he didn't even have the opportunity to offer anything. He called Pop, hey, you want to engage in these trade talks? And Popovich said no. So you're spinning it saying that Magic didn't want to offer anything when Magic didn't even have a chance to offer anything. You have to be able to engage into trade talks to offer something. The Lakers and the Spurs never engaged in any trade talks for Kawhi Leonard. So how could he just not offer something? You have to engage into trade talks. That's what I'm saying. That is what happened because not reportedly. You're saying Magic didn't offer anything. You're right, he didn't because they never engaged in trade talks, but Magic did ask for that conversation.
You think he would have offered the farm for Kawhi?
Absolutely, but he never had the chance to.
I don't think he would have.
I mean, he did for AD. So you're saying he would for
he
AD,
did
but
for
not
AD
for Kawhi?
Because he realized since he didn't do it for Paul George, what happened, and then what happened when he didn't with Kawhi. Look what happened. They didn't get him. So he learned from those two failures. Look, I'm going to have to give up something to get something back.
Okay.
That's
sound
why
argument. Finally, a sound argument.
I said that from the beginning, that you learn from your mistakes. And that's what he did. That's why he wanted to offer the farm to AD.
Would you have traded the farm for Paul George?
Me, personally, no.
There you go. So he wanted to do it for Paul George. We got that out of the way. The Kawhi thing, he never had a chance to. And he finally did for AD. So AD and Kawhi, in my opinion, they're in their own league there. Paul George, you don't offer the farm for Paul George. The Clippers did. I mean, did they? We don't know what they offered. We don't know what they gave up because it's all draft picks.
For
Paul George. They gave up SGA.
They did that to get Kawhi.
Yeah, they did. But did they give up the farm? I don't think they did. We don't know because it's draft picks.
We don't know, but they did what was necessary to get Kawhi because, like, reportedly, if the Clippers were not going to get Paul George, then Kawhi was going to end up signing with the Lakers. And the Clippers said, we can't have Kawhi, AD, and LeBron right across the hall from us, then we'll definitely become like what you call them, the little brothers.
You're right. Yeah. So
they had to do what they had to do because Kawhi would have went to the Lakers, and it would have been a wrap.
Yeah.
For the Clippers.
Yeah. That would have been bad for the Clippers.
So they had to go all in.
It would have been a double whammy. Which is why I'm thinking like that's just going back to OKC. It's just the trade. I don't know. We don't know because of these draft picks, but the first couple years, the draft picks aren't going to be great. OKC does kind of draft good, but their player development isn't. They drafted Jeremy Lamb. They let him go.
They're drafting to trade him.
They drafted to trade him. It's crazy. So the more I think about it, this trade just doesn't make sense for OKC.
I honestly think that they're setting themselves up for a reboot. I think Westbrook will be on another team soon.
Yeah, you're right. I think they are going to trade Westbrook, but does that make sense? What is the whole point of this league? Is to get stars. They had 2 of them. They had 5 in the past.
They had a lot.
I just don't get it.
I think Steven Adams is going to be traded, and then he's going to become a superstar.
Man, Aquaman. I would have loved him on the Lakers instead of JaVale McGee.
He's solid.
He didn't have a good year. He didn't finish out the year. But speaking of the Lakers were busy after the Kawhi news, and today they signed Danny Green, DeMarcus Cousins, and Rajon Rondo.
And Pope.
And KCP, who gets a lot of hate. However,
he does his job.
I'm actually a fan. Plays hard.
Headband. Which
plays
one?
Defense.
With headband or no headband?
With the ankle brace.
Ankle brace. But he's also part of Clutch Sports.
That's
too.
the best version of KCP.
It is.
Ankle brace KCP.
It is.
No player.
You can
ever.
Only stay in the gym. You can only go to the gym.
It's funny. Before that season, if you had to guess what player would play in a LA County ankle brace, who would you pick? KCP probably wouldn't be the first 25 guys.
Nah, he would.
Who'd be number 1?
Draymond.
No, I think Draymond's too smart for that. I think it's I'm not saying that these guys aren't smart. I'm just saying Draymond's would do anything not to get arrested. Yeah. He'd push that line though. He'd push it. But I'd be like Marcus Morris, one of the Morrises.
Yeah.
The Morais, James Johnson, just these hardcore
tattoos.
Dudes. Yeah, these hardcore dudes.
Not quite light skin, not quite dark skin. Middle of the road.
I didn't say that.
I can say
you said that. You could say
middle
that.
of the road. The middle of the road players.
So what do you think about these signings for the Lakers?
I think it's great. I think they obviously needed a point guard. Rondo did do good while he was on the floor when healthy.
So you think they need another point guard, right? That's what you're saying?
Yes.
Let me float some names out for you. If I was Rob Pelinka, I would try to sign Tyus Jones. What do you think? He's solid. Solid backup guy. Maybe could finish games, shoot the 3, can play make. Athletically, he's kind of at a disadvantage defensively, but he's smart. The effort is there. I really like Tyus Jones, and I could just see him playing with LeBron. Can't you just see it? He's that type of guy. I don't want to say Dellavedova type because he's obviously a little bit more grittier than Tyus Jones, but a smart player, just kind of like a mature Mario Chalmers, almost.
Dang.
I think Tyus Jones for the Lakers.
I like Rondo better.
The shooting though, they got to get a guy who could shoot because sometimes you could play Rondo at the end of games, but for insurance, I want to get a guy who can play make and shoot the 3. Defense is my 3rd priority, but playmaking, shooting the 3 and playmaking for my backup point guard is my 2nd option. Maybe you start him in certain series in the playoffs. That's my insurance. So I'm trying to get a backup guy like that. Tyus Jones is the first guy that came into mind. I'll give you another name, Quinn Cook.
Quinn Cook, Lakers did sign Quinn Cook
today.
Yeah, he's with the thing 2 years, $6 million.
I didn't see this.
Look at you, prophecy without reading it. Reportedly, though, I don't know how you feel about things that have been reportedly.
Really?
Yeah, it's been reported.
I did not see this. I'm trying to look it up. Let me just Google search Quinn Cook because I did not see this. But There you go, prophecy boys.
There you go.
Yes, Lakers to sign Quinn Cook. Okay, there you go. They got the backup. I would have liked Tyus Jones more, but Quinn Cook It's pretty good.
And then I think also too they got Danny Green for and
So the Danny Green thing.
He couldn't wait for Kawhi to get signed.
Let me see. KCP. Who do you have more confidence in when they're putting up a 3-point shot? KCP or Danny Green?
Danny Green.
Okay, so the numbers are on your side. But when I was watching the finals, I mean, Danny Green had that one game.
And that's all he needed.
You're right. That's all he needed.
Got him 15, 30 mil.
But man, I feel like I've seen Danny Green miss a lot in the finals.
In the finals?
Is that a thing?
It could be, but I've seen, like I've said, I've seen Danny Green put the dagger.
Yeah, I know. But I feel like he might be a frustrating guy. Now that he's on my team, you know how every team, the fans have that one guy that just like,
that was KCP for you, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't. It was LeBron.
No.
Literally. It wasn't KCP. A lot of people say it is. A lot of people say Lakers fans think KCP like that. I for one, I don't think so. But who is that for the Lakers or for the Warriors? Excuse me. Was it like Draymond when he shoots a three? He's just like
no, because it was times where I want Draymond. If Draymond hits his threes, it opens up everything. To me,
did the Warriors have a guy like that? JaVale, maybe.
No, it was. To me, it was kind of like Quinn Cook. For this past year.
Okay.
Because we re-signed him. He did well when Steph Curry went out the year prior. So therefore, that's how he earned his contract. So this year, when we needed him, yes, there was a couple of games in the playoffs where he stepped up. There was times he was getting shots that we needed him. Well, when KD and Clay went down, that's when he was supposed to,
that's
help us out. Yeah, but it's easy to make shots when you have no pressure on you.
That's a lot of pressure.
It is a lot of pressure, but that's what he was brought in for.
Just went down.
Here's the ball.
It's in the finals, and we have to win.
Bro, you have Steph Curry. Getting triple team. We need you to hit these open shots.
Oh, man.
As a matter of fact, it was Harrison Barnes, bro.
That's what it was.
Harrison Barnes. Wide open threes. Let's go. That's a lot of pressure.
So what do you think about Boogie to the Lakers?
I always thought Boogie was going to end up on the Lakers, but I thought it would have been the healthier Boogie Cousins, but smart move. I think he's gonna do good on the Lakers. You're gonna have to play bully ball, bro. You got AD.
I don't know
Boogie.
if he has it in him, man. He had no lift. It looked hard for him to dunk. And as a big guy, that shouldn't be the case.
It looked hard for him to do anything.
Yeah, so I don't know. Obviously, if Boogie comes out, looking great, he has a bounce back year. Now he was double hurt, right? So he had the Achilles and then he had the quad thing.
Yeah.
He came back really quick from the quad.
That shows him his determination is great.
It shows. Well, he wanted the ring, right? He wanted to be able to say that he contributed.
Yeah.
I don't know about Boogie. I don't know. I got to see it. I can't tell because of the injuries. I can't put an analysis on it. But here's the roster so far for the Lakers: LeBron, Anthony Davis, DeMarcus, Kyle Kuzma, Rajon Rondo, Danny Green, Jared Dudley, Quinn Cook, Troy Daniels, shooter.
Wow.
KCP, JaVale McGee, Talen Horton-Tucker, rookie, Alex Caruso, Jonathan Williams, both on 2-way contracts. Or restricted free agents. It's a solid team. Where does that get you in the Western Conference?
He's top 5.
Is it whose roster you like better, the Clippers or the Lakers?
The Clippers.
Because of their supporting cast.
Their supporting cast, and it's Lockdown City right there.
Which is Lou Will, Patrick Beverly. They got Montrezl Harrell,
Shamet.
Zubac, Shamet, and
then you got
a couple guys that I like off the bench that they
Leonard.
don't really use. I really like that one kid. What's his name? He looks like a discount Devin Booker.
Dang.
Do you know this guy? Well, they also have Sindarius Thornwell.
I can't say his name. I don't know.
Let me look up the Clippers roster. There's this one guy who had a couple moments that were actually really good, and they all kind of came on the road as well. He was a rookie last year. His name is not Tyrone Wallace, not him. Wait, is it him? No, it's did they trade him? Oh, they might have traded him. And he was.
I know. Who
Jerome Robinson, that guy.
He light skinned.
From Boston College. He was kind of good last year. in some moments, but Doc doesn't trust rookies, so he
give him
didn't
effort
really play him.
plays.
What is that?
Gave effort plays.
Tyrone or Jerome Robinson kind of looked like a discount Devin Booker, man. I'm trying to look up his season high, but it's not going to show up here.
I like their cast, the Clippers.
So you think the Clippers have a better roster because of their supporting cast, but you rather have would you rather have the AD LeBron duo over a Kawhi Paul George duo?
No, I'd rather have Kawhi and
Really?
Paul George. I would.
Interesting.
And then also, I think a lot of things people aren't looking into too, or maybe they are. I think Pat Beverly going back to the Clippers, I think that helped I just think that helped the Clippers out as far as like being able to like look at our roster.
Well, there's questions about his health.
Pat Beverly?
He had a okay year health-wise last season, but he always seems to break down towards the end of the season.
He's kind of old.
So you're paying a guy $13 million who might play 55, 65 games a year, which, you know, as long as those 65 games come at the end of the year, you're solid. But there are some questions about his health. So Kawhi and PG, that's a great duo, obviously. But
then you got Pat Bev.
So one of those guys got to play two guard, which you can do. But I don't know. AD's only, how old is AD? 27?
Yeah, he's 26, probably turning 27.
Damn.
But he can't stay healthy neither, though.
And the Lakers are signing all these guys on 2-year contracts because that's when the next crop of free agents comes through.
Which is smart.
But here's the thing. We have seen that you don't necessarily need a third star. And the West is kind of evened out a little bit, where it's not 3-4 stars anymore. It's like 2 stars. You have Steph and Clay. Draymond. You have AD and LeBron. You have Kawhi and PG. So
LaMarcus and DeRozan.
LaMarcus and DeRozan. Okay, they're on the lower end of that scale.
Lower tier.
CJ and Dame's probably above that. Yeah. You have Jokic and Murray. There's, you know, somewhere in that scale, but the West is kind of evened out, and I think the East got worse. The East is back to being bad. Who are your top 3 teams in the East?
Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Philadelphia.
No brainer. Indiana.
Yeah. I like Indiana.
See, it gets bad.
Well, I guess the Celtics.
I think Indiana.
And then Toronto.
I think Indiana's better than the Celtics. I think here it is. I have Milwaukee, Philly, Indiana, Celtics, Raptors. Oh wait, Celtics, Nets, Raptors. I might put the Nets above the Celtics.
That's right.
It's kind of interesting because the West evened out. The East got worse, but you have this sleeping giant in Brooklyn. That's like, we got Kyrie and KD.
Yeah.
That's going to be interesting.
You got to wait a whole year for that.
So I think you're going to see a couple. I think you're going to see a lot of high win teams in the upper end of the Eastern Conference. And then in the West, that playoff race is going to be brutal. Every game is going to feel like a playoff game.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a who's who in the Eastern or in the Western Conference. How far do you think? What's your way too early prediction for the Western Conference Finals?
Western Conference Finals?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be
the way too early prediction. It's tough.
Yeah, because
it's really tough.
It is.
The West really evened out.
I think Clippers and the Warriors.
Clippers and Warriors?
Yeah.
Do you think they're gonna? What do you think about the D'Angelo thing? We haven't talked about it.
I like it. I said we keep him. I don't like this reported that we're thinking about trading him. I don't like that.
I think
just
that report's no. I think that report is. I think Bob Myers looked at the situation and he said, "Okay, we're about to lose a major asset. How do I gain that asset back?" And it was the sign and trade with D'Angelo Russell. I think he's looking at it as an asset, and I wouldn't be like he's untradeable. I'd put him out there. I don't know if I would trade him this season, next season. I don't know when, but I would let the offers come, and when I see an offer that I like, I strike it.
I just think he's only 23? So young, man. Steph is 30s.
You're right.
Clay's 29.
Right.
Draymond might not be there.
But the fit.
Shooter's gonna shoot.
So make So sell me the fit for D'Angelo Russell on the Warriors. Sell me the fit. I want to hear your.
We are a team of shooters.
Go through it, man. What about defensively?
We're gonna have to beat teams 146 to 142.
Okay, so you're just trying to outshoot
We're
them.
gonna have to be the Indianapolis Colts.
Okay, how about this though? D'Angelo is young, but we saw him thrive with the ball last year. Now Steph is unselfish, Clay is unselfish,
They both
but
without the ball, yeah.
D'Angelo's never played with a guy like Steph.
Or Draymond.
Or imagine Draymond just absolutely grilling D'Angelo on defense.
Like he needs it.
You're right, but I don't know. I think it's safe to question whether or not he's going to be better with the Warriors. You might see him plateau a little bit, or maybe even take a slight step backwards in terms of production. I'm not obviously his stats are probably not going to be as good as they were last year because he's trying to share the ball with a couple guys. But in the beginning of the season, you're going to see his stats go. I think what's going to happen is he's going to blow up and he's going to have great stats. Look, he can play for a winner. And then you might hear some trade rumors about this. And then Clay comes back and you reload the team with like assets.
I think that's we want to keep him. The report is that we're looking to keep him until February and trade him because Clay's
when Clay comes back, D'Angelo will be hot because it's like, look how good he's playing, man.
And like you said, you rather trade him trade him a little sooner.
Yeah.
Way too soon than way too late. I just think we're just going to have to I think he's going to do good, bro. I can see him putting up a couple 50-point games.
A couple 50-point games. A couple.
I think he would, bro.
A couple.
I say he gets 2 of them. Man, he's coming off of, look, I did all this for Brooklyn, and then you go out and reach for Kyrie, you go and get Kyrie and you already had me. I think he's going to be crazy motivated.
He already had his reality check, Ray. It was when he got traded to the Nets
I'm saying
from the Lakers.
I think he's going to have a even more of a chip. And I think that by people not talking about the Warriors is going to give, the Warriors something to play for and prove. And I think D'Angelo Russell fits with that right now.
What I like what the Warriors did was, what have I always said the Warriors lacked and needed? Do you remember?
No.
Athleticism.
Oh, yeah, that's
I'm always like, they just need athleticism. They got Glenn Robinson III and Willie Cauley-Stein.
Yeah.
I like those two pickups.
Same.
Especially Cauley-Stein.
Same.
That was a steal.
That was.
What?
Under the radar. Yeah, he is.
He's the starting center in this league, man.
Yeah.
He's good.
Yeah, he was good.
I've seen him in person. He's good. And in the Warrior system, watch out. Steve Kerr's going to get to that guy, man.
No, he's going to be good.
How many years was that contract?
I don't know. It was like 3 years.
I hope it's a couple years because Steve Kerr's going to get to that guy and people are going to see that this dude is a starting center in this league.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's good for the new NBA, sure.
Let me see. I'm trying to look up his contract. Man, all these news things are just so awful.
But
okay,
look at
right
that
here.
That's going to be a great team.
Like, I don't care about all these hot takes that you're doing. This does slightly above the minimum. That's just awful, man. For that kind of guy, it doesn't say how many years. But anyways, I like those two signings. They got some athleticism. They're reloading with their center position. Damian Jones. Is it Damian Jones?
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry, bro. Kevon Looney's back though, right?
Thank goodness.
That's another good pickup. Hopefully he heals up. Here's ESPN. One more shot at this. Willie Cauley-Stein signed with the Warriors. And of course, they're not telling me how many years the contract is. You know what? Whatever.
Undisclosed amount
of years. A lifetime deal with the Warriors.
We did good. I think without being in the spotlight, we're doing good. We're good. We're set. When Clay comes back, we're set.
Did you see Zion's Summer League?
The highlights.
I'm going to Summer League.
I know you are.
I hope he plays. It's not looking good.
I saw his knee, they might hold him out.
Just shut up, Zion. Play.
No.
Shut up and play.
No.
It's Vegas, man.
He did what he did.
Even if it's
Nothing else to
just
prove.
10 minutes of Zion, that's all I want. That's all I need, man.
No, he's gonna be at Uniqlo.
NBA fans are just like, are just like drug addicts. They're like, yeah, man, give me a little Zion in summer league, man, just a little bit, just to push me over the edge, man.
Pelicans, bro.
Just need some, man.
Pelicans gonna beat.
That was an interesting environment. Him and RJ. That was and then an earthquake happened while they were playing.
The signing of Kawhi. Oh, yeah, that earthquake.
Oh, my God. That was crazy. Literally an earthquake. Frank Jackson was dribbling under the Jumbotron, and he got out of there quick.
Yeah, you got to. Smart guy.
Yeah, crazy. The NBA is crazy. The NBA is absolutely insane.
It is.
So
free agency was like a 10 out of 10.
No.
9 out of 10?
No.
Not for you, but yeah.
30,000 out of 5.
Prophecy,
bro.
Boy.
Free agency was out of control.
I was like 9 for 9, bro. Okay, not 9 for 9. Kawhi to the Clippers. Prophecy boys. KD not staying with the Warriors. I mean, I say he's gonna go to New York, but the Knicks literally messed that up. The Knicks, the only losers in free agency have been the Knicks. Everybody else who created cap space and did all these moves did amazing, but the Knicks, obviously. And then what was the third one? What was the third one?
I'm not talking about the Knicks. They don't deserve to be talked about.
And then
what's the third one? You went 9 for 9. You got 6 more to go, buddy. 7.
I lied. 3 for 3. The AD.
What's the third one?
AD, Kawhi. Oh, AD getting traded to the Lakers. AD, Kawhi, and then obviously KD.
Okay.
And for the record, the Clippers had a better free agency than the Lakers, correct? Did we have a bet on that?
Yeah.
We had a bet on that. Did we? I gotta watch.
We didn't bet anything. We floated the bet idea out, but I don't think we put anything on the line.
Yeah.
Nope.
Nothing. No more bets on things you haven't had before.
Because every time we bet, you lose.
No. Every time I win a bet, we share.
I win when it matters, dog.
You did. You did.
I win when it matters. I'm a playoff performer.
You set me up for the regular season. I was like, I feel kind of good.
Yeah, I sharked you.
You did.
I sharked you.
I give you that.
But the NBA has changed as we know it, at least for the next couple of years, because we'll probably go through this again. This summer, we're going to have some fun topics for you guys. We're going to have like best basketball movie, best dunker, and we're going to have guests on the podcast. We're going to have one of the best dunkers in the world. We're going to have a movie expert guy on here. It's going to be fun just to fill in the space until, the 2019-2020 regular season. So stay tuned. I'll be in Summer League. We will do a podcast reviewing Summer League. I think the podcast needs to go out. Is Summer League fun? Is it worth it? Should you go? I'm going to be going there. Hopefully I remember it. It's in Vegas. And I will be giving you guys a review on Summer League. So stay tuned for that. But right now, we're going to do a little pop culture talk, and we're going to talk a little bit about Spider-Man. So if you haven't seen Spider-Man, end the podcast right now. But if you want to hear our thoughts on Spider-Man, check this out. We both saw Spider-Man. Spoiler alert. I think we're done with the NBA talk. I want to talk about Spider-Man now. So if you haven't seen Spider-Man, just stop. Just stop it.
Yeah, see you next time.
What do you think about Spider-Man? What did you think about it?
It was okay.
Why do you think it was?
And I love Spider-Man. Spider-Man's my favorite superhero.
No, Spider-Man's my favorite superhero.
No, Spider-man's my favorite superhero.
No, it's my favorite.
No, it's not. You like DC Comics.
No.
Yeah, you do.
We're not going to get into that debate. But
subjective.
I didn't say I liked it better. Anyways. Spider-Man's my favorite superhero. So why did you think it was just okay?
Because I needed Spider-Man Far From Home to be a 10 out of 10, and it gave me an 8 out of 10, which is 8 is really good.
Why did you need it to be 10 out of 10?
Because it set itself up to be like, look, bro, all this stuff happened. You're about to end the whole phase 3 thing. Here you go. Here's the ball. And it gave us like a safe, this is okay. I mean, the 2 end credits was money for me for sure. But as far as the overall movie, to me, it was an 8 out of 10, which is really good. But I needed it to be a 10 out of 10.
What could they have done better?
Everything.
What did you not like?
Everything.
Like what?
Give me the multiverse, man. Give me, Venom. Oh, what? There's this dude out there. Oh, he's on this different Earth. There's Venom right over there. Oh, look at the Baxter building. Oh, man, I think the Fantastic Four bought it out. Give Give me the Green Goblin.
Well, they spent little time in New York, so that would have felt like a forced Easter
But even
egg.
towards the end, and I think something a lot of people aren't noticing is that boy Flash, when he mentioned, "Oh, my mom didn't come get me. Oh, so sad." There was no reason for them to put that scene in there unless the Flash and his parents are going to play a big role down the line. Keep a look. Prophecy boy. Because it was on that. I was like, why do they even put that? Who cares? Unless there's going to be a reason to care. What about you?
I felt like it was the most kids movie Marvel has made. That's what the feeling was leaving the theater.
Okay, see?
Which I like the movie. I'm with you.
What'd you give it?
8. I gave it like an 8.3.
8.3? Ooh.
But it just felt very
safe.
No, I wouldn't say safe, actually.
Typical?
I think so. Let me ask you this. When you were watching the movie, were you like, something's up with Nick Fury?
Yeah.
Or did that shock you? Or
no, I thought something. I actually thought he was going to be the chameleon.
I was like, he's acting weird. What's going on
Yeah.
here? And then it turned out he was a Skrull.
Yeah.
Did you catch that Skrull? What's his name? Thalos? Or
yeah.
He didn't like it when someone said Captain Marvel. He's like, don't invoke her name. What happened? Beef? Or was it like out of respect? Like, yo, you're not worthy to talk about her.
I mean, she helped him out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But it looked like he was angry. What happened? Ooh, drama.
Ooh.
Anyways.
You gotta remember, that was like 20 years ago.
Yeah, so
Anything
something could have happened.
20 years,
yeah, so I don't know.
So peep this, though.
Yeah.
So now it's come down like, okay, how long has that been Thalos? Or whatever the dude's name is.
Yeah,
how long?
Nick Fury.
How long has that been the Skrull? Some people are saying back to Age of Ultron. He was eating diagonal toast.
He was eating diagonal toast in Ultron, you're right.
And also, too, his wife called him Nick at the end of, in the movie, and he called him Nick in Infinity Wars.
His wife?
Yeah, because it was
who's his wife?
The other Skrull that was in the car with him.
Oh, I thought you meant Nick Fury's wife.
No, the chick, like, the green chick kept calling him Nick, and Nick Fury says, nobody calls me Nick, everyone calls me Fury.
Uh-huh.
And in Infinity Wars, when Maria Hill was getting snapped away, she said Nick. No one calls him Nick.
And
she's been calling him
called Marvel. Or maybe that wasn't Marvel. Maybe he was paging the actual Nick Fury.
Yeah.
My question is, when you get dusted or blipped, what did they call it?
They call it the blip.
When you get blipped, do you blip as the person you're impersonating? Ooh, physics, science. So you're saying that when Nick Fury in Infinity War got dusted, that was Thalos. But I'm thinking that it would have like uncloaked him. I don't know. This is interesting.
I don't know. And then he also has ties to Captain Marvel too. Obviously. Yeah. So that's where they're gonna. So the two end credits. I'm not gonna lie. During the Spider-Man movie, towards the end, I was like, "This is dope. Everything's cool. I like all of this." Mysterio was dope. I like Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio.
Mysterio's my favorite Spider-Man villain.
I liked it. I just also during the movie, I was kind of like, I'm kind of getting anxious. I want to see what the end credits are. There better be end credits. So towards the end, I was like, all right, I know what's about to happen. Let's get it. And the cliffhangers were crazy. That was crazy. That was dope. That was perfect. The ending was perfect.
I think they're still going to do the multiverse.
I think they are
introducing the concept.
Yeah, I think they are.
How that guy knew about it, I don't know.
He's a really smart man.
So he just guessed? Yeah, but that's like
the whole
a high concept.
Yeah, saying like this is a 616. Yeah, all of that. So I think they are setting it up, probably put the fillers out, like how everyone's going to react to it. And that's probably how they're going to end up bringing.
Yeah, so when it does happen, Nick Fury's going to be like, oh, that guy was right.
I think they already know.
Well, he guessed.
I think they already know.
Maybe they already know.
I think they already know. And I think that I still think they're doing the Sinister Six. I don't think Mysterio's dead.
You don't think he's dead?
He's not dead. He played it. I think he's not dead. You're gonna have Scorpion, Vulture, and Mysterio, and
they did kind of leave it open ended. Like it looked like he died, but like, Did they pick up the body? Who picked up the body?
Exactly.
What's going on?
That end credit was.
Did
that
Spider-Man
mid-credit was
just
sick,
see him
bro.
die and he just left? Oh, he's dead. Spider-Man, like, deliver that, bro. Deliver that package. Deliver that dead body to some law enforcement.
Like step on his face or his throat, right? Make sure. You gotta make sure they're dead, bro. You ain't seen no zombie movies.
But he just left it. He just walked away. He's like, yeah, he's dead.
He's dead. He's like, yeah.
Did
left
he
it up to
tell
him.
somebody that he was up there? Like, hey, you got the guy who did all this? He's dead in that bridge.
Yeah.
That concourse.
Go get him. Go get him.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
I thought it was okay.
I'm just waiting for Silver Surfer. That's all I care about. That's all I care about.
Well, everything is going towards the cosmos now, so that's what the sword.
What is Nick Fury doing?
He's
What is he doing up there?
He's starting a whole new show, but out in space. Sword. I forgot what it stood for.
Shield Space Shield.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I thought it was a good movie, but I thought it was like
I needed it to be
kid
bigger.
friendly.
Yeah, I just needed it to be bigger. Special effects were on point. Messing with Peter's mind like that was dope. But I just, as a Spider-Man fan, I just needed it to be bigger than what it was. Personally,
Okay.
like 8 I'll still go see it, but I just needed it to be a 10. Sorry,
You're wearing a Lion King shirt.
I did it just for you.
So I saw a trailer for that movie on TV yesterday, and I almost cried.
Did you? So did you cry when you saw my shirt?
I'm gonna cry in this movie, Ray. I'm gonna cry in this movie. I'm gonna
It's gonna be that bad, huh?
I'm gonna weep in this movie, man.
Don't do it.
I'm gonna weep in it. Lion King's the first movie I ever remember watching.
Dang, was it? Dang, you're so young, bro.
Yeah, man. But yeah, overall, I thought Spider-Man was solid. It'll be interesting to see where the MCU goes moving forward. But I do think I'm gonna like Lion King more than this Spider-Man movie, even though Spider-Man is my favorite superhero.
My favorite superhero.
My favorite
I was born
superhero.
first.
I mean, yeah, but
You could be Peter Parker. I'll be Miles Morales.
you'll be Miles Morales.
That's racist. No, I like Spider-Man.
I want to be a Spider Pig. That's what I want to be. So
Done. Granted.
yeah, Spider-Man solid. NBA free agency more than solid. Fluid is what I would say.
It definitely was.
But that pretty much wraps up this episode. No prophecy, boys, because what left is there to predict? There's nothing.
Russell Westbrook getting traded
Oh yeah, okay.
to the
yeah,
Phoenix
Russell
Suns.
to the Phoenix Suns. Prophecy, boys, on that.
Probably to New York. New York got to get somebody, bro.
I really want to see where Westbrook goes. I'm gonna say Miami, dog. Him and Jimmy.
Dang, 2 dogs.
Pat Riley's like, yeah.
Two
the
dogs.
problem is, I don't think Miami has anything to offer.
They don't. They don't.
That's the problem. Yeah, I just there might not even be a place for him to go.
It's New York.
New York.
Because they can look like the Thunder won draft picks.
That would be kind of interesting. Him and RJ just
They have
yelling
draft
at
picks.
people. Got draft picks.
That's it.
That would be the most New York thing. Hey, let's get Westbrook. Yeah. Yeah,
They need
got a
somebody.
knee thing. But screw it though.
They need somebody, bro.
Or they could just I really like RJ. I really like RJ. But that's the time for another podcast. We're gonna end this one and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.